Hello, good evening. Welcome to my live. Today is Friday, the 12th of December 2025, and I'm only just started. For those who don't know me well yet, I'm a therapist and coach, and I come here twice a week, every Wednesdays and Fridays from 6 to 8 p.m. UK time to talk about anything related to mental health, therapy, psychology, emotional intelligence, mindset, mindfulness, and any way we can ameliorate our quality of life from those places. And so we're going to wait for people to come into that live to join it. And as soon as you are there, do ask me anything you'd like to ask me. This is what I do. I'm here to take questions and do my best to offer you some suggestions based on my own knowledge, experience, and perspective. In the meantime, what I always do when I start my live streams, until there are people there, is to read and comment on my own post. So let's do this, and hopefully by the time I'm done, there'll be some interactions with you guys. First post goes like this. Your nervous system is not warning you about the person. It is warning you about the pattern. And this is a very, very insightful perspective, because you want to realize that our nervous system is like a machine. It has a radar and it's always constantly scanning people and environment. And so it's going to react to whatever we have created associations with that are negative, or just pure negative vibes. And so there's that. I've put quite a lot of posts lately that has created a lot of reactions on both YouTube and TikTok, and I've forgotten, but a lot of people have asked me questions as to expand and extrapolate some of my points, but I just can't remember. And so if you are any of those guys, do remind me of any conversation that we may have had in my comment sections in my post, and I'm more than happy to explain more what I mean by whatever I said. Next post. Healing is remembering that you're always worthy and supported. So there are two very important elements to healing, regardless of whatever we have to heal from. The first one is feeling safe, and the second one is letting go of shame. And so feeling safe, if you can remember that we've always been supported, that will somehow look after it. But of course, it's not easy. And the other thing is, if you can remember that you're worthy, then this is the opposite of shame. And so just a different take on this. And finally, the last post that I'm going to read for now goes like this. You don't lose anything. You make room for the next things. And so again, this is how we can change perspective and realize that we don't own things, we don't own people, we don't own anything. We come into this life to experience and experience. And so when we are transitioning in regards to whatever job, places we live, and people, it's not that we're losing them, it's that we are making room for the next thing. That's it. Let me see, there's a couple of comments. Pumpkin Puff. Hi Didi, how are you today? I'm very well, thank you so much. How about you? Faz54321. Hi Didi, lovely to see you tonight. Thank you. Same here. Life is a bit complicated. I'm not really sure how to explain it. Okay, well, I'm here. So if you feel inspired to ask me anything, please do so in any which way, and I'll do my best to understand what you mean and suggest something. How is life complicated for you? I can talk about this just from the top of my head. One of the reasons we suffer is precisely because we believe that life is hard, complicated, and that nothing good is worth it without hardship. And so just the belief, the subconscious belief of that, if we could upgrade it, we could start to experience something slightly different. So of course, when I say those sort of things, people react and tell me, how dare you, you don't know my life. But we can talk about this, and it really is something that we can all apply. If we can realize that our life can be much easier, simpler, kinder, and more fun and enjoyable, just that will give us a different mindset that will allow our mind to create and allow a different reality for ourselves. And this is one of my motto. One of my motto that I use all the time is that I want everything in my life to be simple, easy, and fun. If it's not simple, easy, or fun, I don't want it. I'm not interested. And some of the things that I have in my life, it takes more time for them to get to that level. But we can eventually organize any aspect of our life so everything becomes simple, easy, and fun. Pumpkin Puff, I'm doing okay. I'm sorry I missed you last week. I got tested and confirmed I have BPD. Okay, so do you want to tell us about how you feel about it? Has it changed anything about yourself to know that you are officially diagnosed with borderline personality disorder? Generally speaking, it is a revelation. It is a big weight of our chest when we understand that indeed we have a condition. And so what it means is that all those years I used to believe that there was something wrong about me, but it's not the case. And all those years of my life, the people in my life also believed that there was something wrong about me. And it was never the case. It's just that we function differently because of a childhood that we have never chosen. And understanding this helped us already let go of some shame and some guilt, because we realize that we never chosen to be like that. One of the biggest problem in this world is the illusion of a character. People believe that some people are good, some people are bad. Some people have a good personality and character, some people are bad. And it's not like that. We are all which that we are, and we all behave in whichever way we behave because of X, Y, Z. Everything can be understood and explained. But because we live in a society and culture that is highly reflecting religious dogma, and so it's all about judgment, sin, guilt, blame, shame. It's about finding the culprit. Whose fault is it? Who are we going to witch hunt and burn at the stake? But if we can understand, instead of judging, everything would be different. Pumpkin Puff. It feels good to know that it's something that I do have to live with, but that I'm doing the correct thing by learning and working with it. Okay, yes. You don't have to live with it. We all change, we all evolve in different ways. And so if you have had BPD all of your life, it's going to take a lot of work for you to disarm the most problematic triggers, and also understand yourself more so that you can organize your lifestyle, your environment in a ways that are going to support you, as opposed to make it harder on you. But having said that, we can all change. I look after a lot of people with BPD, and they all have different rates of progress. But what matters is that we realize that we can change any aspect of ourselves. We can't change everything just like that, because we are many things, but we can change some of the things, one baby step at a time, and we have our whole life to do this. So we don't have to change everything either. We want to change some things. Not everything about us is bad, but we want to change some of our habits of reactions and misinterpretation, and so that we can connect with people better, so that we can have relationship and function in society better, and also be more happy about ourselves. Right? It's not just about functioning in society. It's really about finding our peace and yeah. Pauline, I feel my mother is a narcissist. She wants to chat today. How do I let her down without feeling guilty? Let me try to understand that question. So you feel that your mother is a narcissist, okay? She wants to chat today, okay, so that's another thing. How do I let her down without feeling guilty? I don't understand. Why do you want to let her down? Or did you misspell? Did you try? We're trying to say you don't want to let her down, but at the same time you don't want to see her, and that makes you feel guilty. I'm more than happy to explore that conversation with you, but I need to understand what it's about. Would you mind giving me some more information about yourself, please, Pauline? Pumpkin Puff. I'm a bit sad that my brain decided that the best way to survive was to have BPD and all the symptoms that come with it, but I don't feel any negativity towards having it. Okay, I understand this, yeah, but if anything, look at yourself like the BPD is an act of love from yourself. Yourself, try to protect yourself back then from whatever you had to go through, and it came up with that. And so you don't have to feel sad about it. We don't choose that. Again, for X, Y, Z reason, some of us will have different defense mechanisms, different coping mechanisms. But all of those coping mechanisms, whatever they may be, whatever condition it is, they're still coming from a place of love and self-preservation. So there's nothing to be sad about. Accept that, I didn't, this is my subconscious mind being really, really good at trying to protect me. And so thank it. But then what you want to do is to upgrade the program. That's it. It's giving you what it thinks you wanted it to give you. But you just didn't know much about the mind. But now that you're going on a self-healing, on a healing journey, you will learn and understand more about it, right? Pumpkin Puff. I tried meditation for the first time like you recommended. Only did it for a few minutes, but it felt peaceful and I've been adjusting my mindset. Okay, very good. So get started to do more of those things, but really, I want you to realize that it's not about doing something to get you somewhere. It's more about learning how to do things so that you can feel better about yourself. Right? So meditation, there's no goal about it. You don't want to reach a certain state. It's just about you doing your best to learn how to chill and be present. So you don't get to the state of chill. You allow yourself to arrive there through the process of meditation. Meditation is not about doing something. If there's one thing that you do in meditation, it's just zooming in. What I was trying to say, clumsily, is that meditation is not about creating silence and stillness. It's not about creating a space with no thought. It's about letting go of them by focusing on something. You cannot push and chase the thoughts away. It's not possible. But what you can do is to focus on one thing. So you can focus on your breath, you can focus on a visual thing, or an audio one, or sensation, or smell, or all sort of things. You can visualize in your mind being somewhere that you enjoy being, secret garden, being on the beach, wherever it may be, and then just return to that place. The process of meditation is not about emptying our mind. It's about focusing on something and learning how to return to that thing. And so accept that you will be thinking about stuff every now and then, and it's okay, because the process is to return to that place. And the more you do this, the better you become at it. And eventually you'll be able to do this in your day-to-day routine with people. You may be feeling some stress, some anxiety, some anger, and you may be able, after some time practicing meditation, to return into a place of peace. Mindset, you can talk about it as well. Again, I'm glad that you have all of those positive feedback, but if you want to ask me something specific, we can explore different things for you. Pauline, she makes me feel guilty when I say no. Okay. So I need to know what age, how old are you, please? Are you an adult? Are you still under 18 living with your mom? It's very important for me to understand this because that changes everything. If you suspect your mother to be a narcissist, but you still have to live with her, by law you need to abide, and we can find ways for you to maybe cope with staying with your mom until you're able to move out. But if you're a grown up, then it's totally different. You don't have to allow her to keep tormenting you mentally and emotionally. And so also, so not only if you could tell me how old you are, but also what do you mean by she makes you feel guilty when you say no? Could you tell me what is it? Tell me the situation. What does she say to you and how do you feel about it? So that I can use this to give you some recommendation. Because we cannot change your mom. We can only change you. Right? So when people tell me, I've got that problem with my wife, with my husband, with my parents, with my neighbors, with my flatmates, I'm like, okay, let's talk about this, but we cannot do anything about them. The only thing we can do is to change how we feel about our interactions and experience with them. As the hello, as the hello, Benny Gibbs. Oh, hello. Is it possible to think too much? I feel like I think way too much, it becomes obsessive. If I have to work at 5 p.m., I'll be obsessively thinking about it since I wake up, then I get there and everything is fine. I felt this about school. Also, when Sunday would come in, think, oh no, it's Monday tomorrow. I would think this when I was a kid all day, Sunday. So we all think a lot, and the problem is not whether we think a lot or not. The problem is what sort of thought we are thinking. I think I talked about it briefly last time, but I, for instance, I'm thinking all the time. Unless I'm choosing deliberately to practice mindfulness and meditation, I'm always entertaining tons of thoughts all the time. And there are random thoughts, there are also different thoughts, but the difference is that now I know how to choose my thoughts. And so it's not a problem because I'm going to choose some thoughts that entertain me, that stimulate me positively, thoughts that are to do with the things that I like, things that I enjoy, things that I'm working on. And so thinking all the time is actually a great thing because I'm able to spend more time delving, exploring those topics that are so exciting to me, right? And so the problem is not the thinking too much. The problem is what sort of thoughts you're having. If I have to work at 5 p.m., I will be obsessively thinking about it since I wake up and I get there. So I think the problem is that you're having some worries. You are being you have some anxiety about the future. You want to make sure that everything is perfect. You want to make sure that you are ready and prepared for whatever comes your way tonight, tomorrow, or whatever. Right? Could you confirm this for me, please? And then we can talk about it if you want. If that's the case, realize that your problem is not that you're thinking too much, is that you want to be perfectly prepared for what is coming to you, to your way tomorrow morning or tonight or whatever next you're thinking about. And so this is what you want to dismantle. You want to let go of the need of having everything perfect. It's just a habit. And for some of us, it can be a habit that is deeply embedded if it's connected to trauma or some anxiety disorder. But essentially, we just have a habit of believing that we must know everything, we must be prepared for everything, otherwise this is unacceptable. And this is what you want to address. You want to learn how to be comfortable with the uncertain. You want to be comfortable with the unknown. You want to learn how to expand your comfort zone as far as tomorrow is concerned. It doesn't matter what happens because you can learn how to trust yourself. You can learn how to realize that whatever comes your way, you have always been and you always will be able to deal with that in the moment with who you are. You don't need anything extra. You don't need to have some shield and some sword at the ready all the time against life. So yes, is it what you mean, Benny Gibbs? Christina Williams, what is the best way or method to find a new warehouse, factory, or clerical job that is less stressful, in which I can work at my own speed? Most jobs require speed and would cause emotional stress. So let me try to understand. The best way to find a new warehouse, factory, or clerical job that is less stressful by Googling, asking your computer, checking out, everything is connected now. And so find out what is around, find out what sort of people are running those places, have interviews with them, and go with whichever feels right to you, right? That would be my answer. I'm not sure which angle you're coming from or what you're expecting from me. But if you want to find something, we just, nowadays more than ever, everything is available at a click of a finger, right? And so use technology to find out what are your options, whatever that you're looking for. Focus on what you want to find out and know that there's something for you out there. So all you need to do is to have the right mindset, so you keep looking until you find it. The universe is everything in space and time. And so what it means is that everything that you want exists somewhere. Right? All you need to do is to keep going and learn in the right place. There's a guy called Thomas Edison, and I don't know if he's a good example, because a lot of people have been saying that he's been stealing a lot of ideas to Tesla and other people like that. But the story about him is that he invented the light bulb, apparently, and it was a long process. It's a process that lasted a long, long time. He did a lot of work and eventually get there. And the way that he explains this is that he never failed, he never made any mistake. The process was for him to turn all the stones until he turned the right one eventually. And so, yes. Do you want to be more specific about what you are looking for, Christina? Pumpkin puff. Oh, I couldn't do it on my own. I listened to a guided meditation that was short. You're right, my thoughts go a mile a minute and I don't know how to silence the thoughts. You don't want to silence the thought. You cannot silence the thought. It's impossible. This is a wrong way to explain meditation. We cannot silence our thought. What we can do is to focus our attention on something, so that the more you zoom into that thing, the more everything else will start to vanish, because your focus is on that thing. That's it. Pumpkin puff. I've been really deep in thought the last few days. They go up and down. Sometimes I feel so overwhelmed, angry or sad, and end up shutting down from the thoughts. With time, I thought they get more positive. So yes, so now you know that not long ago you had that aha moment about you being officially diagnosed with BPD. And so take time to process the information at different levels. It's not just about you knowing, it's about your whole subconscious mind realizing, gosh, this is it. This is what happened all this year, all my life. It all makes sense. It was never because of me. So just allow yourself to go through all of those emotions and states. It's normal. Don't be hasty. Don't seek to be 1% healed right around now, straight away. This is one of the reasons so many of us struggle with the healing process, is because we're thinking, I'm in a place of hurt and I want to be in a place of when I'm perfect, where everything is safe and happy always. And it's not like that. Healing is about, it's a journey that takes some time, and it's about accepting that we always will have ups and downs, and it's okay, because we're learning how to deal with those things, as opposed to being in a place where everything is perfect. Pauline, thank you. Okay, thank you, Pauline. Werner Smith, stand guard by the corners of your mind. I don't understand, Werner. What do you mean? Benny Kibbs, yes, very correct. I want to be prepared and be perfectly prepared. You described it great. Okay, so in that case, let go of this. Learn, work on that. Take time and learn to accept that it's an illness. It's like perfectionism. The need to control the future. Anxiety is that. Anxiety is the idea that we can somehow control the future. So we're creating the anxiety because we want things to be like we want them to be, instead of learning how to trust ourselves and trust the universe and trust that everything's going to be fine. We don't need to be prepared. Now, of course, if we had some trauma, it's not that easy. There are a lot of different processes that are required depending on each case, but it's about really understanding that we want to learn how to feel safe in this universe. Benny Kibbs, thank you, Didi. You are always very helpful. Fantastic. Thank you, Benny. B. Bone, what is an RTT therapist? It's what I do. It's the tool that I use. RTT stands for Rapid Transformational Therapy, and it's a protocol invented by Marisa Peer. It's a type of hypnotherapy, and it's very powerful. We go back into the memories of the past, and we upgrade the emotional energy associated to those memories, so that in turn, we're changing how we feel about ourselves, we're changing our personality, we're changing our outlook on life, we're changing our program. the way our nervous system is wired. We're going to disarm what needs to be disarmed, upgrade what needs to be upgraded, so that we are no longer reacting emotionally, habitually, as we have been up till now, because now we realize that we can change the program. We're all run by a subconscious program. That's our emotional mind. It's our nervous system that is reacting to everything, internal and external, all the cues in the world. And it's doing this because we don't understand our mind. But if we can learn how to understand our mind, we could realize that there's nothing wrong or broken about me. It's just that I didn't know that my mind works like that. And my mind thinks that this is what I want. My mind thinks that I'm choosing anxiety, I'm choosing panic attacks, I'm choosing overthinking, low self-esteem, self-doubt, I'm choosing depression, I'm choosing addiction and any anger or any of those things and more. Our mind is just giving us, through the energy of emotions, whatever it thinks we want it to give us. So when we understand the mind, we can upgrade our relationship with the memories of the past, and we can remind ourselves that we're now a grown-up, we're an adult, we're no longer a child. Whatever happened to us that has got us to create the systems back then is no longer required, because now we can deal with everything with our intelligence, our imagination, our intuition, our resources, our power as an adult. And this is what I was talking about, Benny Gibbs. You don't need to have everything prepared and ready for tomorrow. If you could be reminded that whatever comes your way, whatever lies thrown at you, you can deal with it in the moment. You don't need to have an arsenal of weapons at the ready at all time. You don't need that. You have your intelligence, you have your intuition, you have the support of the universe. And so you'll be all right. So yes, be bed down. I hope that I explained it. If you want more explanation, do ask. Pumpkin Puff. I realized that because of my BPD, I never thought of a future for myself, because I repeat the thought of no longer being here, and I feel a bit lost. I don't know how to think in a healthy way. Okay, I get it. Yeah. BPD does that to some of us, indeed. And so now that you know that you have BPD, you can bring back hope. You can bring back positivity, optimism. Now you can know that there was nothing wrong about you. You have not been cursed. It's not something that is fixed, that is immutable. It's just a habit of thought, a habit of emotions, a habit of reactions, a habit of interpretation, a habit of reading the room and people in a way that was problematic for you and for them as well. And so if you understand that it was just habit, now you can work on those habits. You can change it all. You don't need to live with all of those things anymore. You can take your time, you can learn how to do this, but you can one baby step at a time, you can learn how to upgrade your life by disarming some of your triggers, by changing some of your belief, by learning how to look at things from a different perspective. And as you do this more and more, you realize that you can have the future that you want, any future that you ever dreamt of when you were younger. You can make it happen. This is what life is about. Life is about going through all sort of things and finding ourselves through that collection of trials and tribulation, and then eventually learn how to heal, change, improve. And then for those of us who are lucky enough, then we're ready for the stage of growth. And we can then self-actualize, self-realization, I think it's called, self-realization or self-actualization. We can fulfill our life, we can follow our purpose, we can fill up our mission, we can find out what this life is about for us, and we can make this happen. But the first part of your life is to get rid of the baggage, the emotional blocks. It's part of the process. Healing and growth are the same thing, but just happen on a different, at a different stage of your timeline, right? So healing is about letting go of all those baggage, but then eventually, when you have healed, you keep going in the same direction. You're going to grow, and you're going to learn more things to be able to create more positive stuff in your life. But healing and growth are the same direction. It's the same momentum. Thank you for the little heart. Bong, vous parlez français? Oui, je parle français. Yes, I speak French. So if you find it easier for me to speak French, I'm happy to speak in French and then translate in English straight away for everyone else. Reborn. What makes someone become perfectionist, or is it inborn? So nothing is inborn. If we are perfectionists, it's because of our upbringing, it's because of a belief, it's because of the way we have observed our parents, how they treated us, the way they talked to us. All of those things would have created a sense of self. And if we didn't have, for instance, unconditional love, which is very often the case because society is only learning recently that it's a thing, then it means that all of childhood we're going to perform. We're going to believe that if our parents only celebrate us when we're doing well at school, when we're making them proud, it means that they don't love us all the time. They only love us if and when we're performing. And so this is why I always say this, and it's so important to know this, but unconditional love is the only type of love that matters. Love is only unconditional. When love is conditional, it's not love. It's people who are appreciating and valuing you for your performance. And if this is what happens, and it happens to so many of us, then we're going to end up being perfectionist. I've got to be better. I need to please my parents. I need to please my teachers. I need to please my society, my community. I need to be a good boy, a good girl. I need to be a good person. And we're going to be obsessed with trying to be better because we believe that we're not inherently good enough because we never had unconditional love. And so, yes, so what makes someone a perfectionist is if they were not given unconditional love. It is so paramount, and I know that it's hard because a lot of people don't understand how it works, but we can learn that. But it's so important for kids to know that they are loved and valued just as they are. They don't need to do anything to get love. They don't need to work for it. They don't need to deserve it. The idea that we only can get love if we deserve it is what creates the belief that we're not enough and we have to be better. We have to be perfect. And the sad thing about perfectionism is that it affects not only our sense of self, but also our relationship. If I'm not enough, what are the chances that anyone else is going to be enough for me? We're going to project that not enoughness in our partners. So it's going to be very, very difficult to be in a happy, balanced, peaceful relationship. Tia, hello Tia. Werner Smith, upgrade mental hygiene, observe thoughts and let them pass. Okay, so you're sharing your thoughts about what to do. Yes, I agree with that. Upgrade mental hygiene, observe the thoughts and so those are the premises of mindfulness and meditation. Yes, great thing to do, Werner. Cher Bear said hi. Hello, Cher Bear. Benny Gibbs, I'm realizing trauma might be a big thing in my life. I always kind of ignored and didn't think it was that important. But all my problems, overthinking, addictions, it makes me think it's from trauma. Yes, yes. To be honest with you, I know that, again, some people are going to react to this, but I believe that everything stems from some sort of trauma. I believe that we all have some traumas in some capacity. And by this, what I mean is that trauma is how an event is going to affect the way our brain is going to develop. Therefore, how we're going to function in life, mentally and emotionally. And so there are different type of trauma, but anything that happened to us or anything that didn't happen to us, as in us not having had our needs met, such as unconditional love, for instance, will create a need for our brain to develop in a way that is going to be protective. So it's going to come up with some systems to protect us. That is going to affect our behavior, but also our perception of reality and people and ourselves in this world. So I don't believe that there are many people in this world who haven't got some level of trauma, as in that have not had some aspect of their personality that are problematic to them because of whatever happened to them or whatever didn't happen to them in childhood. So trauma can be either something bad that happens to you, or all the things that you never had that we need to have, which are our needs. We all have needs that must be met. We must be safe. We must feel seen and accepted. We must feel supported. We must be praised, celebrated. All of those things that society sadly don't really teach parents to do with their kids. They teach them how to give them some tough love. And this is so passé. We want to really move on from that. Chris Smith, what's up, Frenchman? Right. So it's telling me that I have a strong French accent today. That's fair enough. I'm never trying to hide it. But it's funny because I went to the hospital yesterday to do some tests, and I spoke to a lady that was next to me, and she started to speak to French. I mean, Franglish straight away, and I've forgotten how I must have indeed more of the French accent than I think I do. But it doesn't matter. This is me. Benny Gibbs. My father passed away from a drug overdose when I was 18. I'm 22 now. I'm sorry to hear. The first 3 years I was really fine. Now I am feeling it so much lately. I really miss him. I want to ask him things. So you can do this. You want to address your spiritual belief, and you can realize that you can speak to your dad, even if he's not here physically. So this requires some mental gymnastics. But really, when it comes to the belief related to the afterlife, that's just belief. No one knows. And so you might as well play with that and choose the belief that will work for you. Spend some time delving on different ways of understanding the afterlife, and realize that life and death are just illusions. We're just going through different movies, stories. And I did a post not long ago. I think I just uploaded it today. And it goes like this. You can never experience death. I forgot about it. I write so many things, but it goes something like this. You can never experience death because as long as you're alive, it's not there. And once it's here, you no longer exist. And so the idea is that we are infinite consciousness, and we just move from one realm of reality, from one dimension to another. This is quantum physics. There's a way to explain this. But the illusion of death is only the death of that adventure, that journey, that story, that dimension, that experience. And so I believe that when we are transitioning to the afterlife, we're just going to end up in a different place and time. That's it. And it keeps going. The consciousness never goes. It never disappears. We cannot experience non-experience, if it makes sense. And so it's for you to maybe learn how to juggle, explore different spiritual schools of thought. And if you can do this, you realize, you know what, it's true. I can speak to my dad. I can speak to everyone. And if we can do this, we're getting rid of a big human problem, the problem of grief. Chris Smith, I'm Chinese to Hong Kong. All right, so a couple of people found out that I'm French, and now you're finding out that my parents are from Hong Kong. Guys, are you all, how do you say, mind readers? My parents are from Hong Kong, indeed. So there you go. Now you know everything. I am exposed. I was born in France. My passport, my education is French, but my genes are Chinese, and specifically from Hong Kong. Benny Gibbs, how can I get over this and move on with my life? Would you suggest therapy or something? I don't take therapy. You need to explore your own journey of self-awareness. So it can be through therapy, it can be through some holistic ways, some meditation, mindfulness, can be through a spiritual awakening. It can be through reading books and materials about psychology. It can be through many different avenues. I don't know which one is best for you. It's for you to find out. That's your job, right? Go through your own journey of self-discovery and self-awareness and healing. And the more you find out what works for you, the more you will expand your awareness, and the clearer things will become eventually, more and more so as you keep going. Dana Smith, overcome suffering because it is part of life. So is it a question, or is it just you sharing your thought? Because I don't understand. I agree, suffering is part of life, but I don't understand the overcome bit. Overcome suffering. Let's find out. Maybe there's going to be more cues in the next post. down the thread. Pumpkin puff. So healing and growth move in the same direction, but maybe at different times. I would like to think I'm growing, but truly healing feels hard, like I'm going against everything I know. So it's only hard because you expect healing to be something specific. You expect healing to be like, suddenly I'm happy. I'm like in Disneyland. I can fly with Mary Poppins or whatever. It's not like that. We find it hard when we have an expectation of something and that expectation is not met. That's it. Things are not hard if we learn how to look at it from a different perspective. It is the thought of something that makes that thing hard. So the analogy that I often use is that if you have to lift a stone, for instance, if it's light enough, then it's not going to be hard, you can lift it. But if it's very heavy, you can't lift it. So you don't lift it, that's it. Now, thinking about it, if it's too heavy, is what makes it hard. So what you can do is to find some help, get some help, get a machine, whatever, and then you can find a solution. It never has to be hard. The thinking brings the hardship in any aspect of our reality. Acceptance, that this is how it is for now, and I'm going to try to think about something to make it easier, is what frees you from the hardship. And so when it comes to healing, let go of any expectations. Let go of any expectations. What you want to do is to focus on the progress, focus on the journey, focus on your own expansion. Be patient, be humble, don't be hasty, and learn how to appreciate and celebrate every little progress, every little baby steps. Abid Hussein Shah, big belly, go for a walk. You're talking about my belly. I think you're projecting your own insecurities. I love my belly. I love my body. I love my muscles. I love my body belly. I love everything about myself. I used to hate myself for a long, long time because I used to be overweight when I was a child, and then I was addicted to drugs. So I was like a zombie for a long, long time. So I had all sorts of different relationships with my body, but I hated myself. But now I've learned how to love myself, and I love every aspect of my body. And so if you don't like my belly, it's fair enough, but it's not my problem. It's yours. You're just projecting your own insecurities, or maybe you just want to be mean to some strangers on the internet, but it's not going to work on me because I'm here to teach people how to love themselves. So for this to happen, I must have done it on myself first. So I'm very happy with my big belly. I love walking as well. I change shape all the time. Sometimes I can be huge, sometimes I can be more skinny, sometimes I can have more belly. Maybe it's the Christmas body. But I absolutely love everything about myself, and I wish for you to find love for your own body. Pumpkin puff. How do you learn to trust your thoughts when they can be like quicksand? Let me know if it's not making sense. You want to learn how to be indeed able to assess your thoughts. Your thoughts are just some information, energy that come in and out. We're exposed to thoughts all the time. And a lot of the thoughts that we have are just echo from thoughts from the past, and they're still reverberating in our brain. And so it's important indeed to learn how to assess the quality of a thought. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it helpful for me to entertain those thoughts? And so, yes, you want to learn how to indeed have a better relationship with your thoughts so that you can filter the thoughts that you want in and focus more on those so that eventually the bad ones disappear. Again, just like with the practice of meditation, you cannot push a bad thought out. You cannot chase a bad thought. It's not possible. The more you're trying to chase a thought but you deem bad, the more you're going to actually activate it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. Remember, I don't know if you were here 2 days ago, but I explained how the brain doesn't process a negative. And so if you think, I don't want to think about that thing, I don't want to think about that thing, all that your brain is going to get is that thing, that thing, that thing. And so what you can do is to choose another thing that is going to be opposite of that thing, and you want to think more about that thing. And so eventually this will become your main thought, and the rest will disappear and vanish. And as you do this more and more so, you will teach your brain how to create some new neural pathways to do with the sort of thoughts that you rather have, as opposed to the old habits of thought that keeps on coming back, just out of habit. Spirit gift. How do you translate unconditional love when a child ID doing something derogatory or unhealthy and they know it? They don't know it. So it's about learning about children's psychology. There's a lot of misunderstanding, and it's very difficult for a lot of people to get it right. But really, kids are pure creatures of emotions, and they react to their parents. Children don't act. Children react. It's like dogs. If you have a dog, whichever behavior they have, it's not because they're bad. They're not doing things on purpose to hurt us. They're just reacting to the energy of the pack leader. And for the kids, it's the same thing. They're reacting to the energy of their parents. And so when we understand this, now we can learn how to speak to them in a different way. We can learn how to teach them things in a different ways. There's a lot of things we can learn, but kids don't act. We like to believe he or she is doing it on purpose. They never listen. And all that the kids get, because they're just pure creatures of emotions, they don't have the frontal cortex developed just yet. So they're just reacting emotionally. And so now if they're being told off for behaving the way they are, which they don't choose, then they're going to react more to that being told off. They're going to create anger, or they're going to create shame, they're going to shut down, that is going to create a lot of problems for them further down in their adult life. And so the first thing we want to do really with kids, and I know that it's not easy because no one has taught us that, but it's very important to understand children's psychology and to realize that kids are just responding to the adults. It's the adult energy that is going to determine how they're going to behave. If the parents are dealing with problems with peace, calm, focus, then they're going to learn to trust the pack leaders. If the parents are reacting with anger, with stress, with chaos, they can't trust the pack leader. And they're just going to emulate that energy. And the parents, if they don't know this, they're going to think, what's wrong with my kid? I've been disciplined by my parents, so I'm going to discipline them the same way. And if they are not reacting well to the discipline, they're bad, and I must be even harder on them. And things get worse and worse. So really it's about education and understanding that there's a lot of things we didn't know about children's psychology or psychology at large, and now we know those things. And so if you want, I'm more than happy to talk about this with you today in that live stream. But we must let go of the idea that they know it. We are projecting ourselves. We don't know. They feel something, they have a vague idea, but they don't think like we do, because their brain is literally at a developmental stage, so it's not able to do those things just yet. Tiki Robo, I stopped feeling and sleeping and being chill and being myself because of the stupid belief of having no discipline. We can change that and twist it around. We don't need discipline. No one needs discipline. Precisely, discipline comes from, oh, you have to force yourself, you're not good enough. Instead, what we want to do is to learn how to get people to feel inspired to do whichever they have to do, so that the energy that drives them is not the energy of fear or the energy of hardship, I have to, but more the energy of, I want to do that thing. It feels right. I feel happy and proud when I do those things. I feel good about myself. So we want to change that. You don't need discipline. But if you want to talk to me about any of those things, I need to know more precisely what you mean. And I'm more than happy to maybe give you some tools that can be relevant to your situation. Tiki Robo. Reborn, we're here to experience the human adventure. What is your view why we have to go through this adventure, and what is the added value to go through all this adventure? The value of the adventure is the adventure. It is an adventure. So imagine that you are not doing anything, nothing is happening, no adventure. So what is the value of the adventure? Is all the emotions that you're going to get out of this, is all the things that you're going to learn, it's all those new horizons and people that you're going to explore and discover. This is what adventure is about. It's about expanding yourself, expanding your potential as a human being, expanding all of your collection of emotions, states, including the good and the bad ones. It's all part of it. but also expanding your perspective of things. And so a different way to call adventure for me would be expansion, growth. The reason we exist in this life is because we come here to find out about something, learn about something, and do our best to learn the most about what it is to be us, what it is to be a human being, what it is to start our life with trauma, with terrible people, what is it to start life with pain and limitations. What can we do about it? The more challenge we have, the greater the adventure. Of course, we don't choose any of those things, but the reason why I'm framing it like that is to really highlight how, for many of us, whatever we've been through in childhood or even now is part of the adventure. It's not a curse, it's not bad. It feels bad, but it's part of our adventure. And so if we can look at it like that, then we can find a way to overcome those obstacles, to go against the odds, to become the hero of our story. Karma. How do I convince somebody I love to get help without them being offended they need it? We don't convince people. This is the problem. We try to convince people. We don't have to convince. What we want to do is to express ourselves and share our truth, throw it out in the open, and then see what happens. Some people will get it, some people will not, and it's okay. We must accept it. We don't want to control and manipulate people, so we don't need to convince anyone. But I mean, I just stopped on the convince because it's a very big topic for me. But maybe I misread your question. How to convince somebody I love to get help without them being offended they need it? So are you trying to say, how do you tell someone that they need help without them being offended? Is that what you mean? Because it's a little bit convoluted. If that is what you mean, I'd say just suggest, you know what, based on my experience, it seems that maybe you could do with some help. What do you think about it? We don't want to push things into people's face. We just want to suggest and see how they feel about it. Some people will resist it. Some people will not accept it. I know so many people now that I've been doing what I do for the last 8 years who have some conditions and they don't want to talk about it, and it's not for me to shove it down their throat. Some people are on the spectrum of autism or any other things, and for me it's so very obvious. But it's not for me to tell them. I can suggest, and I have, have you ever thought about this? Have you ever considered this? But for some people, they have created a sense of self, a system that works for them, and they don't want to go there. And it's their right. It's their choice. It's their journey, right? Is that what you meant, Karma? Pumpkin Puff. Okay, I will not expect happiness to immediately feel like I'm flying in Disneyland after the last video. Okay, yes. I'm glad if I made you smile or even laugh. Pumpkin Puff. I appreciate to see you accepting yourself so wholeheartedly. By the way, I want to be like that too. Yes, it's a journey. You will. Just take it one moment at a time. Enjoy the journey. It's all about the journey. It's such a simple concept that it's so difficult to accept for so many of us. Everything is about the direction. It's never about the destination. Lack where to be other lives. Hello, Didi. Hello. Midwest. Methods of improving self-image. So there are two different things. Either you can change the way you look, or you can change the way you feel about how you look. And so how do you change your image? You go to the hairdresser, you have different haircuts, you choose different clothes, you go to the gym, I don't know. But if you mean, how do you change the way you feel about yourself? We can have a conversation, but we need to know more about yourself. How do we improve? Is that what you mean? Is how do you feel better about yourself? By addressing the reasons as to why. The reason why we feel that we're not good enough, we don't look good enough, we're not clever enough, we're not talented enough, we don't deserve the good things in life, is because we have some baggage from the past. Some people have told us those things, or maybe some things happened to us that got us to interpret those events in such ways that it's because of me. When we're a child, everything is because of us. Because again, a child doesn't have the ability to see things from any other point of view than its own. And so let's say if something, if a parent is horrible to them, it's not because the parents are horrible. It's because I've done something wrong. It's got to be because of me. Even if cognitively the adult knows that it's them, emotionally the child believes that there's something wrong about them. And so you want to do some therapy if it's really, really bad, or if it's not that, if it's not that intense, so that it's affecting the quality of your life, then you can do some self-reflection work. You can learn how to understand more about psychology, read some books, do some courses, practice meditation, sort of things. If you have something specific, ask me, but I need you to tell me more. Tell me about what is your problem of self-image. What is the thought that you have about yourself? Do you have a narrative that comes back? Do you have something that you tell yourself all the time? Like, I'm stupid, I'm not intelligent enough, or maybe I would never be pretty or good looking or handsome enough. Which one is it? If you can tell me that, maybe we can go in that direction for you. Midwest. Methods of turning off internal dialogue. We cannot turn off the internal dialogue. The internal dialogue exists for a reason. If we turn off the internal dialogue, we're going to shut down and we're going to hurt ourselves. And this is what we often do. This is where depression stems from. We repress our emotions. We have so much shame. We've been taught so often by our parents, but also by society, religion, that we had to be ashamed of ourselves, but we are shutting down some aspects of ourselves because it's too much for us to deal with them. And shutting down is going to create problems because all of those energies are going to stay stagnant in our body and going to become sterile and toxic over time. It's going to affect our mental and emotional health, but also our very physical health. So we don't want to turn off the internal dialogue. We want to talk to it, and we want to find out which part of you is talking to you like that, why it's there for. There's a reason as to why you have all of those voices and dialogues in your head. So therapy makes a difference and can even help you if you find the right type of therapy, that is. Take Viva. You are a very positive man. Help me. I'm facing bad luck. Okay, let's talk about this. What sort of bad luck are you going through? What are we talking about? Pumpkin puff. Also, if I could ask, how do I tell my father that I don't want to see him? I speak with him on the phone, but I have a lot of unhealed wounds with him, but I'm also a people pleaser. It's very simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. You say, no. That's it. One word. Stop. No. Or two words. Go away. You just do this. That's all what you do. Now I understand that it's not easy, but it's a skill that you have to develop. You have to realize that the reason you suffer is precisely because you never had any boundaries. So it's going to be super hard for you to learn how to set boundaries with your dad or whoever else has been problematic to you in your childhood. But it's for you to learn how to do this. The practice of it, the manifestation of it is easy. Just say no. But I understand that it's not easy to say no. So expand your comfort zone. Find ways to start to put yourself first and learn how to spend some time to visualize yourself telling him, I'm sorry, but I can't do this. I've got other things to do. Maybe at the beginning, it's going to be easier for you to come up with some excuses, but eventually drop the excuses. Instead of saying no, but because I've got something else to do, just say no. And I don't need to explain to you why, just no. And you may even eventually, through your healing journey, be able to speak to him and tell him, I'm working on myself. I've been hurt because of you. I know that you didn't mean it, you meant it well, but you still hurt me. So now we need some space and time to work on ourselves. And this is why I cannot see you for the foreseeable future. Or maybe you can say, I'm happy to see you if you don't talk to me like that. If you don't use that word, if you don't mention that topic, if you don't say those things, then I'm happy to do it. And this is how you set a boundary. And then he's going to cross it because he never was presented with a boundary, so he's going to stomp on it. And this is the most important part of boundaries. You must apply it. Whatever you told him, you must apply. And so boundaries is not about saying, I don't like this. It's about saying, I don't like this, and if you do this, I will do that. So tell him, I'm happy to see you, but only if you stop being so horrible to me. And then next, he's going to be horrible to you. And then you can tell him, I've warned you, I'm so sorry, but you have not listened to me. You're not respecting my feelings. You hurt me again. So now I'm not going to see you for 1 day, 1 week, 1 hour, whatever. Yogi Bear, what is RTT? Rapid Transformational Therapy. I remember you, Yogi Bear. I remember you were a bit naughty 2 days ago. I think you're talking about how gay is too gay, how straight is too straight, something like that. So RTT is the system that I use with my clients. um, it's a protocol of hypnotherapy, and we address problems from the subconscious mind's perspective. Pamela Kemper, love your perspective and content. Thank you. Do you think it's possible to regain energy after it's gone? I've been so tired and hopeless for years. I lost hope for anything different. Energy goes in and out all the time. And so your body may be depleted of energy for now, but it's not like it's gone forever. If it's gone for, if it feels like every day you don't have energy, it's because there are parts of you that are preventing for the energy to get back in. Right? So you want to find out what it is that gives you energy. And so the first thing we want to address is your very body. Do you sleep enough? Do you sleep well? Do you eat well? Do you spend time in nature? Do you socialize? Those sort of things. But also you want to address whether or not you do things that make you happy. Do you read or watch things that that stimulate you positively? Do you spend time with the people who are positive to you and are uplifting you with their own energy? We tend to have no energy for a long time because we shut ourselves down and we prevent ourselves from having that energy back in. So maybe we believe that I don't deserve it, or maybe I'm not safe. So we're going to create all those systems. And typically this is what depression is. We shut down because we feel that it's overwhelming, it's too much. And so you want to find out what are the things that brings you energy. Sleep more, eat well, and then spend time with nice people. People who see you, people who are patient and kind and compassionate. And then do things that you enjoy, right? Instead of just doing the rat race and doing what you have to do, spend time, invest in your own happiness. Invest time every day. Decide, okay, for the next hour, I'm going to go to the gym, or I'm going to play my favorite music. I'm going to dance like as if no one was watching, anything like that. Do things that you enjoy, and that will bring some energy back inside of you. Do you want to tell us more about you, Pamela? What do you mean by the energy is gone? Every morning when you wake up, the very process of sleeping has allowed you to have some energy back. Be the Bong. Is that a photo of your parents in the background? They look very classy and beautiful. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. It's my mum and dad, indeed. When they got married a long time ago. Karma, thank you for explaining that. I love them deeply and have done much work for myself and don't want them to feel guilty about doing the same. Okay, good on you. Good on you. Pumpkin Puff. I had to see him a year ago. My red flag sensors were going off all the time, so I feel like I just can't be around him physically, period. I just don't know how to talk to a narcissist without issues. So just don't, right? My watch is telling me that it's time for me to put my third TikTok post of the day. So just bear with me, please. Peace. Feel unsafe. If you grow up in the post that I put out goes like this. Peace can feel unsafe if you grew up in chaos. And so basically we're used to some certain energy. And so even peace or healing can be perceived by your subconscious mind like, I don't want to go there if you never had it. Anyway, let's go back to what we were saying. So that was for Pumpkin Puff. Don't see your dad if you're not ready for that. You don't have to do anything if you're grown up, right? Cédric Virtual, bonsoir. Bonsoir, Cédric Virtual. Karma, yes, you understood me better. And it's hard when we love somebody and want them to heal. But you're right, we can't force it. I'm just trying to hold respect and support without being overbearing. Yes. So love is about acceptance. We must accept people for who we are instead of trying to change them. Now, of course, we want them to be better, but we need to be reminded that there's only so much we can do anyway. If we're lucky, we may be able to inspire them so that we can change. But if it doesn't happen, we must find a way to accept it for now and learn how to love them exactly as they are, without them having to change or to heal or to do anything about themselves. Midwest, insecurity. I think it's apparent to others, and then it collapses my confidence. Okay. So I lost the plot of our conversation. Can you remind me about your question? This is how my brain works. I need to have a question to know exactly which direction I'm going to go. With some bullet points, please. B. Dong, Yogi Bear, RTT, rapid transformational therapy, a type of regression hypnosis intended to help deal with painful memory. It's not to deal with painful memory. Thank you for the input. But it's not to help. It's not to help us deal with painful memories. It's about changing how those memories are affecting us. Because memories are going to be always somewhere there. Everything we've been through is part of us. So whether we want it or not, it may be buried deeply within our subconscious mind, but all of our memories are who we are. So we never want to get rid of them. We cannot do this anyway. What we can do is to change the narrative. We can tell that story from a different angle so that we don't suffer from it anymore. I did a post about it. I think I'm going to post it sometime next week, and it goes like this. You can change your past because your past is only a story. And there are many ways to tell the same story. And this is what I'm trying to say. So with RTT, we are learning how to see the memories. It happened. However, the narrative is going to be different so that we are no longer feeling helpless, so that we are no longer feeling overwhelmed, so that we are no longer feeling alone and unable to do anything about the situation. We can realize, yes, it did happen, but this was then. Now I'm different. Now I can deal with that sort of things just like that because I'm no longer a child. But thank you for the input, Bieber Dog. Midwest, you're very generous. Thank you. Often your videos bring me instant relief. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you so much. This is amazing. Thank you. I love it when I have some positive feedback about even my short videos. But I also do long form content. So for those who don't know yet, because I know that I'm busier with my shorts than my longs. But it's been maybe a couple of months ago, I started to resume my production of long form video on YouTube. So they are between, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, some of them are 20. But I'm trying to do them around 10 minutes mark because otherwise it's too long. And those videos are tutorials. They're there to teach people about different things. And so maybe if you have time, check them out and you may find them interesting and even useful. But thank you for appreciating my shorts as well. Anyway. Bieber Dog, Yogi Bear is a naughty boy. Oh lol. Pumpkin Puff, you're 100% correct that saying no is simple but not easy. It feels like even after literally decades of anger and fighting my father, still trying to control me. Yes, he is. He is, absolutely. And it's not that he's doing it consciously. It's just a habit. That's all that he's done. That's all that he knows. It is the dynamic that you have reinforced, both of you, over all your life. And so it's going to be challenging to change that. It's possible. But for you, at this point in time, all you want to do is to find some peace. So don't expect him to change. Not now. Not just yet. Focus on yourself. That's it. And yourself needs a break from him. Pamela Camper, thank you. Thank you, Pam. Midwest, when people observe me, automatically I project insecurity, paranoia a little, but when I feel like I'm being observed, mental thoughts defeat my confidence. Okay, I understand. So if you can tell me one situation, one pattern that is problematic for you, we can address that together. Pumpkin Puff, yes, I am an adult, didn't see him for many years. The connection was completely severed, but he wants it back. I hold a lot of rage because of him and don't care to do things on his terms anymore. So try to speak to him maybe, because this is the thing. Sometimes we have been so repressed and silenced and shut down that we don't know how to talk to our parents. I had the same problem with my family, and so we somehow want them to change, but we're not telling them. And so maybe the first thing, just in order to be fair to everyone, try to speak to him first. It may not work, but you want to try at least, because otherwise nothing's going to happen. But we do that. We kind of expect that somehow they will get it. And so we're not even able to tell them anything. So try to speak to him, let it out, and see what happens. You may be surprised. He may be more open-minded than you may think he is. Or maybe you're right. Or maybe you don't know how bad he is. Maybe he's even worse. But you will only find out when you speak to him. And I'm saying this because I remember when I got married with my husband in 2016. Both my husband and I had a very difficult relationship with both respective families. And so we didn't want to really, we felt weird and awkward to invite them to our wedding. We did a party, a very simple reception, nothing fancy, just went to the pub. Our friends went and came in after the paperwork were done. But I remember telling my husband, gosh, look at us. No one from our family came. No one from my family or your family even bothered coming. God, they're disgusting, those people. But then we realized we didn't invite them. we were so caught into our habit and the fear, so that we kind of imagined that we did it, but neither of us have invited them, and so it was never their fault. They may not have come, but we will never know because we didn't invite them in the first place. And so all of this to say, speak to your dad and see what happens, and it may be good, it may be bad, it may be nothing, but you need to at least try to speak to him because this may not have even happened. Has it? What do you say? Zara Kerry, hi Didi, is there a way to get comfortable with saying no, especially when it's for our own good? Yes. It's different for everyone, but you want to expand gradually your ability to say no. I don't have any systems in my mind right now. I mean, I work with people on one-to-one, and so with them, as soon as we work together, we know what to do. But let me see if there's something general that I could say. Spend time first accepting that you deserve peace. This is the number one thing. You need to accept that you deserve to no longer be hurt by those people. So you spend a lot of time thinking about it, you meditate on it. You want to learn how to put yourself first. You find it difficult to say no to someone because in that moment, you are your old version of yourself. You could never say no because it was not safe. Or maybe it's either because it was not safe or because if you didn't say no, people would ignore you and you would be invisible and you will have no relevance and you will not feel that you belong. And so first you want to change your own perspective. Who am I? Am I the little child who needs to be seen because they believe that otherwise they're not safe? No. I am a grown-up now. I'm going to look after the child inside of me by taking all the actions that that child needs. I'm going to tell that child, it's okay to feel like that, but I'm here now. I'm in charge. I'm going to do that situation. Now we're going to set boundaries, and we're only going to allow the right people in our life. We don't need to be liked by everyone, especially not by those people. We need to just be ourselves and attract people who can see us and respect our feelings, respect how we feel, respect our preferences, respect our no's. And so learn how to say no, and by thinking it doesn't matter what they think. If I say no, if they get angry, so maybe it's that. We are maybe scared of saying no because we're worried about the reactions that can follow the no. Yeah, but if I say no, they're going to be upset. You know what? It doesn't matter if they're upset. It doesn't matter if they're angry. It doesn't matter. Because what matters is my happiness. I have to say no, and whatever happens next, I will deal with that. If you're angry, I'm going to hang up the phone. I'm going to close the door. I'm going to call the police. there's a lot of things you can do, but you want to focus on doing something for yourself, as opposed to, but what are they going to think about it? Maybe they're going to be hurt, and I know that they did their best and it's not their fault. No, 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 no. You're working on yourself. We're all grown up, and we need to learn how to put ourselves first. Learn how to prioritize your own happiness. Self first is not selfish. So this is a very, very good sentence to remember if you're learning how to set boundaries and say no. Does it help, Zara Kerry? Midwest, please indulge yourself at some point of the time today. Overdo it. Do it on our behalf as a form of payment from us. Thank you. Oh, I do it. Thank you. It's very kind of you, but I do it all the time. My life, my happiness comes first. Absolutely. Thank you. It's very kind of you to say that. But everything about my life is designed around my happiness, mine and my husband's happiness. So you don't need to worry about this. I used to hate myself. I suffered from a lot of problems, but really, I understand that this is what life is about. And so, because I'm preaching this, I've got to walk the walk, right? So it's very kind of you to say this, Midwest, but I do indulge myself all the time. I've been to the gym. I'm going to go for a walk in the park. I'm having some food that I enjoy. I woke up at the time I woke up without alarm. I never use alarm anymore. I really enjoy life. Thank you. But yes, there's no problem with that at all whatsoever. Thank you. But it's kind of you to say. I have to appreciate this. Pumpkin Puff. I do actually talk to him. Sometimes he tries to beat around the bush with taking accountability, but he has acknowledged some of his fault. Okay, so there you go. So now you know that when you talk to him, some things happen. Not necessarily exactly precisely what you want to happen, but some things are happening. And so keep speaking to him, right? I understand he has his own baggage. Yes. Talk to him, but make sure that you are not antagonizing him. So there's a way to say no. There's a way to say things. You can say, I understand where you're coming from. I know that you didn't mean it. You did your best. You did what you knew. You suffered from your own baggage. However, it hurt me. So we can heal together. Focus on that. As opposed to, you were bad. How dared you, right? Unless you feel like that. If you feel like that, you need to let it out. If you still feel resentment and anger, let it out. Let the anger out first. And then afterward, a long time after, you may forgive. There's a time and a place for everything. And if you have some energy of resentment inside of you, you must let it out. But if you can just talk to your dad and just say what you have to tell him without being emotional about it, then that'll be the next level. That'll be where he will be able to talk back and reflect on those things without having to defend and protect and take it personally and retaliate. Spirit gift. Thank you, Didi. Wonderful how candid you are. Okay. What does it mean, candid? Let me Google this. Candid definition. Truthful and straightforward, frank. Okay, thank you very much. I'm not sure because in French it's slightly different. Candid is a little bit naive in the French language, but here in English it means truthful and straightforward. So thank you. It's a nice compliment. I appreciate it. Thank you. Pumpkin Puff. That is the sole reason I have any relationship with him at all. Purely phone calls only. He tries to push that boundary often, but I know I'm never going to actually want what he wants. Is that fine? Whether something is fine or not depends on one thing. How do you feel about it? That's it. I don't know. Whatever that you can decide to do is down to how you feel about that thing in that moment. The next moment, it may be different. So learn how to listen to your body. Learn how to listen to your emotions. Learn how to listen to your intuition and follow that energy, right? As opposed to trying to think, is it right? Is it wrong? Is it correct? I don't know. Only you knows. And this is what emotional intelligence is. One aspect of it is to really understand that we are creatures of emotions, feelings, and sensations. And there's so much intelligence in how we feel. And there's so much information. And so we must follow those energies instead of trying to intellectualize, overthink, and overanalyze everything with our thoughts. And try to label as right or wrong. Every moment is different. Every situation is different. Just listen to your body and your intuition. Zara Curry. Thank you, Didi. We love you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Zara Curry. It's very kind of you. Pumpkin Puff. Message retracted. Oh, okay. So I'm going to have a sip of tea because I came to the end of the thread for now. Thank you for the little heart, whoever that was. I messed up typing, sorry. I was just saying that it feels like a broken bridge that I don't necessarily want to fix. I've grown a lot of distance from him and I focus on my own little family. Okay, that's fair enough then. You don't have to do anything. No. But then again, remember that whatever you're feeling in this moment is what you're feeling in this moment. It may change, it may not change, but just realize that nothing is finite, right? Do whatever feels right and easy and kinder for you at this point in time. It's like when people say, I will love you forever. And when we say this, we are not making a promise because no one knows what's going to happen. But in the moment, this is how we feel. So it has its importance. Or when people are saying, I'm so depressed, I'm never going to change. And again, in that moment, it's really the reality that person is experiencing. But things do change. Everything changes all the time. So I don't know in which way, in which capacity is going to change for you and him. But my recommendation is follow your emotions. If you feel that you don't want to have anything to do with him, stop. And that may be the case forever. But don't think that it's going to be forever because it may change. You'd be surprised. Life has got a lot of surprises. The one she. Thank you for your contribution here. I have been listening for my morning. I'm glad you appreciate it. Thank you. Do you have anything you would like to ask me? Zoe Skydance, your videos are precious. Thank you. Thank you for appreciating them. And also, guys, if you want me to do any long-form content with a specific topic, ask me as well. I'm always happy to. I do one long video every week, and I always need some ideas. I've got tons of things I can talk about, but if you have questions, I believe that this is how I should be doing things, by answering your questions. Pumpkin Puff, do you think that emotions can last longer than a moment? Why do we experience anger from something that happened long ago? Emotions are temporary. The energies that we must experience. But if we are angry at something that happened a long time ago, it's because of the thought that is triggering the emotional anger, the energy of anger. And so the emotions are not the problem. The problem is the choice of thoughts that we have. So if you think, why is my dad so horrible? Why is he always like that? Oh, now you're going to get angry. See, even I was getting angry. I don't even know your dad. I don't even know what happens. I don't even know how he looks like. But whatever thoughts that we create are going to create an energy in our body for us to feel. Thoughts are the language of the head, and emotions and feelings are the language of the body. So whenever we are entertaining a thought in our head, our body needs to translate that thought into its own language so that it can feel it, so that it can experience that thought. So if you think about thoughts that are to do with anger, you will get angry. So what you can do is to change the way you look at things. Instead of looking at your dad like, oh, he's always doing this, maybe you can think, oh, you know what? He's an old man, he has his own baggage, and I'm choosing happiness. So now I'm going to choose to focus on my little family. You mentioned your little family. So imagine your kids, your partner, and think about that picture. Think, you know what? I'm so happy. I've got so many things to be grateful about. Why would I lose my time, waste my energy being angry at someone from the past when I can enjoy those people from the present that are here in my life? And now you're going to cherish those pictures, those thoughts, and you will feel better about yourself just like that. And this is how we learn how to feel better about ourselves, by choosing better thoughts and by choosing better meanings to any situation. Miss Fengs, do you have any tips on motivating my daughter? She's addicted to screen time. So we want to understand. You want to understand why she's addicted to screen time. So there are two reasons as to why we get addicted. Number one, because we have a discomfort in our body, anxiety, depression, self-hatred, shame. And so we need a distraction to move away from that place of discomfort. So it's going to distract us from ourselves. Now, the other thing, that will be a lack of purpose. People who are easily distracted, so there's also neurodiversity. If we are on the spectrum of ADHD or autism, and we have had some trauma, that will lead us to be into the state where we need to escape reality. We are overwhelmed, we don't know how else to do, we have a little imaginary world. So that could be that. But also, a lot of us, we don't have a purpose. That's why we get distracted, because there's a void. If we have a purpose, if we are studying, doing something that we love, that we really get excited about, then we're never going to spend time doing screens or any of those things, because we're going to use that time to create those things that we want to create for ourselves, for happiness, for growth, right? And so all of those things are different possibilities as to why your daughter may be addicted to screen, but it's never because of the technology. It's a demand. It happens because we need it. And it's never because your daughter is weak or there's something bad about her. It's because she suffers. She's missing something, and we want to find out what is it that is getting you to feel like that. Right? And so, is she on the spectrum of anything? Does she have some unheard emotional baggage? Is she happy in her life? Does she have any sort of anxiety or depression? And does she have a purpose? Does she live a life that she loves? Or does she feel that I've got to do the studies because I need to get a real job, as opposed to doing the things that she would really prefer? Does it help, Miss Fangs? Nano, something happened and I can't be in the same room with a family member. Should I work on myself to feel differently? It's impacting my daughter. So I need to be specific for me to understand. Something happened. What happened? If you can't be in the same room with a family member, what happened? How bad was it? Should I work on myself? It depends. It all depends. It can be a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of something else. Right? Nothing is just this or that. This is why I need to have more information to have a better idea of the context. The one she, I have been stuck. I don't know where I should go with life, and I'm in my mid-30s. I'm afraid it's too late, and I have failed my younger self. I don't know how to get out of my mental loop/rumination. It's not too late. It's never too late. You're in your 30s. I'm 55. Some people are in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. It's never too late, because life is an adventure that is ongoing. And so it may be too late for you to have some specific things that require you to be of a certain age. So let's say if I'm going to want to compete at the Olympic Games, at my age, it may not be possible. However, I can still do something that is going to be close enough to it. Maybe I can join some activities that are competitive, where I can still win some medals, and that will give me the same. I don't have to be on that specific podium. I can have a little trophy that big, also a little bit bigger, that will be enough. There are a lot of different ways. This is the thing. We like to believe that things are over because we are very stubborn. We believe that happiness can only happen if it's precisely like that, and if it happens at that moment. Otherwise, it's not happiness. But if we can realize that what we want is not the thing, we want the feeling, right? Whatever what you want, love, success, achievement, connection, whatever that it is, what you're after is not the thing. You're after the feeling. And that feeling, you can create it in myriads of different ways. It's for you to find out what it is, right? But even when it comes to, let's say, pragmatical stuff, I don't believe that there's anything that we can't make happen in some capacity, in satisfactory capacities in our lives. And so what is it that you want to do at the age of 30 that you believe you cannot do anymore? Could you share with me, please? Some people start a whole life, a new career, a new relationship at a later stage in their life. Is it career? Is it relationship? Which one is it? Or is it something else? Pumpkin Puff. I would like to note I only have 3 children at the moment. Okay, amazing. And my husband, I love them all dearly. Okay, dogs, cats, hamsters, whatever, animals, fantastic. And husbands, great. Good on you. I miss my dogs. I'm realizing that I have a lot of high blood pressure because we don't have dogs anymore. For 17 years, there was always 1 or 2 dogs for me to play with, to hug, and I'm realizing how important they are to my physical and emotional balance. So good on you. Catalyst Cat. Hello from the Netherlands. I was doing the RTT course. Worth it? Question mark. It depends. It depends. It's a great course that can teach us a lot of things, but it's just a tool. So it depends what you want to do with that. If you want to do it because you want to understand more about the mind, it's a great course. If you want to do it because you want to make it a profession and you're ready for that, and you have some understanding of the human mind, and also that you come from a good place, then yes, it is a fantastic investment to do. But a lot of people do things not necessarily for the right reasons. So that would be the only, it depends, right? From 1 to 10, how much you can give it regarding the result? Thanks in advance, and I like your videos. It's so deep and calming. Again, it depends. The result will depend on the practitioner, on their own understanding of the mind and life experience and own emotional intelligence. And so it depends. Some of my colleagues, like me, are rather good at what we do within our specialisms, and some of them are not so good. And some of them are terrible. But this is for everything. It's not RTT. Again, RTT is just a tool. Any profession, any title, anything, any system, it's just a system. What matters is the alignment of the right person doing it for the right reason, in the right way, with the right peripheral kind of talents and qualities required to make the most of that thing. So when all of those things are aligned, yes, amazing. But it's not about the RTT. It's about whether or not it's good for you. So I don't know you, so I wouldn't be able to know. But having said that, just as a tool in itself, if you come from the right place, if you're open-minded, curious, if you are willing to study and learn about the mind, if you have your own past, and if you have healed from your own past, then yes, it's a fantastic tool. It's absolutely brilliant. It's amazing. It's really, really, really good. It's very special. The things that we learn, and it's not just the RTT itself. It opens doors so that we can keep on learning and exploring, and everything becomes more and more and more, even more interesting and enriching. I still learn every day, every single day. Every single day I expand my mind. I read a lot, and also I look after my clients. I've been doing it for 8 years. So you you will grow by doing this. But yes, it all depends on you. And my only advice that I can give you is to listen to your intuition and do whatever your intuition tells you to do. But don't try to be too analytical or anal about it. You know, it's something that you can learn and see what happens. For some people, some of my colleagues have had to add some stuff to it, or even don't do it anymore. For some of them, that's all that they do, and they're thriving. So it depends. It depends. For me, it was a great, great, great investment. Yeah, absolutely. Nanu, she caused a sin. Who are we talking about? Miss Fangs. Thank you, Didi. You are spot on. Thank you, Miss Fangs. It's not easy to talk about kids, but I'm glad that you are okay with whatever I said. Pumpkin Puff, thank you for your advice. My father is always like a possible trigger that hangs over my head. I just want to process my feelings and not live with the anger. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is to keep away from the source of anger. Yeah? So you know what to do. For now, at least. Pumpkin Puff, are you and your husband planning on getting another dog? Yes, at some point in the future, not just yet, because we, as I said just before, we had dogs for 17 years uninterrupted, and we loved every minute of it. However, Now we're discovering for the first time some freedom about doing whatever we want to do without always having to think about the doggies. And so we are enjoying this. And so for now, we're good. But at some point, we know that for sure. You know, when you have had pets and you are a pet lover, you will always have them. And so at some point, we will have some dogs again, for sure. Just not yet. The one I fear I can't redeem my life after such trauma and chaos. I'm a mom of 3 daughters, and we fled a bad situation. I've been in therapy and trying to rebuild myself, but I want to be better fast. So maybe the one word that is problematic is fast. Let go of the fast and repeat what you said. I want to be better. You can. You will. Just go in that direction, learn what you need to learn, do what you have to do, let go of what you have to let go, accept what you have to accept, expand your mind, expand your heart, and eventually you will get there more and more so. If you say fast, now it's going to be hard. Remove the fast. Life is a journey that lasts your whole life. You have plenty of time. You don't need to do anything fast. You need to do things when and how it's meant to happen. Right? Allow for things to happen. Allow for the universe to take into account everything so that you can heal and move on at the right pace, in the right way, at the right time. Why is the fast? Could you tell me more about this? Maybe there's something that I need to know about the word fast coming from you. Resilient Warrior. Hi Didi, hello. Good to see you again. Thank you. Last time we talked about ups and downs in life. I followed what you advised about acceptance. It helps a lot to accept that storms and mistakes happen. Self-awareness. Thank you so much. Well done. You. Thank you. Resilient Warrior. Self-awareness is a great tool now for me. Fantastic. Anything you want to add? I can add whatever you ask me. So right here from the top of my mind, I've got nothing to add. But if you give me something, I can feed from those information and come up with something, right? It happens to me when I feel guilty or shame, but then I bounce back to stay on my goal and the path of growing and learning. Thanks. Okay, it sounds good to me. That sounds good. The one before they get to be teenagers, I want them to see me accomplish something. I feel I'm a fraction of my former self before the years of abuse from the dad. This is a lot, but thank you for your help. Your kids are watching you and they don't need you to be anything else that you are. To them, you're already a hero. You're already a survivor. You've got nothing to prove. The best thing for you to do is to take your time and heal and show them that there's no rush. Because whatever you do is going to be what they do. And so if you show them, I need to be fast, otherwise I'm not good enough, you're teaching that to your kids directly. When they're going to get to a stage in their life, they're going to think, oh, I'm useless, I've got to prove something to someone, I've got to do it fast, otherwise I'm not good enough. And they will have learned it from you. And so I know that you don't want to teach that to them. And so your behavior is the first thing you want to address if you want to give them something positive. It's not about the thing, it's not about the trophy, it's not about the medal or the badge of honor, it's about you being happy, you being at peace, you being able to just enjoy this moment without anything else but you and them, right? And so make it easier on yourself. Let go of the pressure. You're just projecting. You're thinking maybe in regards to the people from your past, they told you that you had to show them something. You had to prove that you are worthy of love. So because of that, you have not changed that habit. You still feel like that, and you're going to pass it to your daughters as well. And so instead, tell yourself, I'm a survivor. I've done so much. We have done so much. Talk to your daughters. They know it. They're just kids. They don't know what's going on in your head. This is what is happening in your head. And so your expectations are just the remnants of your parents, your past, your abuse, your narcissistic partners. It's them. It's not got nothing to do with your kids. I remember there was, when I was a personal trainer, there was one guy who was really trying to learn how to fight, like Muay Thai, and he wanted to do some fight. Muay Thai fight. So we organized a lot of things like that. And I was training with a bunch of fighters, and he was telling me, uh, this is so important. It's the most important thing in my life. And I asked him why. He said, because I want to make my daughter proud. I said, how old is she? She's 4 years old. I was like, your daughter is 4 years old and you want to get into a ring and get punched in the face to make her proud. What does it got to do with anything at all? She doesn't care about this. But for him, it was really important. And so we had a chat, and eventually he still did the fight. but after that, he didn't feel like he had to do any more and to be a warrior or he was thinking. It's just an old belief that he had because of his own past and upbringing. His daughter loves him just for being dad. She doesn't care if he's a fighter, but for him, he thought that somehow it was very important for him to show him. Maybe he wanted to be the protector or something like that. But we all have those funny ideas because of our own projections from our own belief from our past. And so you don't need to do anything for your daughters to love you. What they want from you is for you to be happy. That's all they want. That's all that matters to them. And so work on that. Be happy, appreciate little things. Learn how to smell the roses. Let go of the pressure. You don't have to prove anything to anyone, especially not your daughters. And then as you do that, the beautiful thing is that not only you will create a better life for yourself, but you will also teach your daughters how to be happy. If you can do this, they will learn from you, and they will learn how to slow down, smell the roses, not give an F about whatever people say or the pressure of work. Just chill, put yourself first. Teach them that by showing them how you do it with yourself. That would be my advice to you, right? What do you think of this? Resilient warrior, thank you for the little heart. How do you handle like when someone's still negative around you, but I realize you can't please everyone and just focus on positive energy that will help me grow and move on and keep my peace? You answered your question in your own comment, right? How do you handle someone who is still negative? By doing what you just said, by focusing on yourself, on a positive energy, and by focusing on your growth and by keeping your peace. It's all there. I hope you can see this. Resilient warrior. Also, I have been practicing mindfulness, like when before I get up in the morning, I say a prayer and focus on my purpose and why I'm here, such as my family and learning and exploring to grow. Fantastic. That sounds great. Pumpkin Puff. Well, I wish you and your husband lovely times with and without dogs. I would love to see the new puppy when you get them, though. Okay, I'm sure it will happen at some point. Not just yet, though. Zoe Sky Dancer. I live with the source of anger. Okay. Mother. I wish for my own flat. God help. She's a covert, deviant narcissist. I wish I could control my emotions. She's happy where I'm stuck with her. I'm 54, but the abuse is carry on. I survived father, and I need to get away again from her mother. Okay. Are you independent? Do you have a job? Can you be financially independent? Because there's that. If you are disabled in any which ways, then it's a whole different conversation. But if you can move away, I would say to you, focus on creating a strategy over a long period of time, no matter how long it takes, for you to find freedom from her so that you no longer need to expose yourself to her abuse. Focus on what you can do. That's what I'm trying to say. Right? Sometimes we don't want to change some aspect of our life, but we're angry at it. And so focus on what you can do in order to change it. Zoe, so I read that. Tell me more, please, if you don't mind. Kiss me cat, heart, flame, energy, whatever, emoji. Thank you. The one she, you are so right and your words resonate. Thank you. I've been projecting. I haven't felt like I was enough, but I need to see and smell the roses, as you say. Bless you a million times. Thank you so much. Yes, well done. You should be very happy to be able to accept this. You should be proud of yourself. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, less is more. Resilient warrior. Learn how to smell the roses. I love that. One of my elderly patients told me that before she passed away, living moment by moment. Yes, yes, yes. When, a lot of people say when you're on your deathbed, you don't wish to have worked harder. You wish that you smelled more roses. That's it. And this is what we must do. We can do this straight away. We can do it every day. We can learn how to do this and implement it and make it a habit so that we have a better life. This is what life is about. Life is not about the big things only. Big things are great, but every little things are just as important as the big things. And there are more of them. So if you can learn how to appreciate the little things, now we have so much more life to appreciate and enjoy. And also, as we appreciate the little things, we're going to allow for the big things to just happen. If you just fixate on the big things, and we squander not only the little things, but we'll also make it harder for the big things to happen. Because there's a lot of resistance, there's a lot of pressure. Yeah. Be mindful, practice mindfulness. Kiss me a cat. Kiss me a cat. ODHD struggling to be motivated, returned from Wednesday stream. Okay, so you were here Wednesday. So do you want to talk about something else now, today? Resilient warrior. Thanks for the reflection. Yes, sometimes I have the answer, and I tend to overthink that. In your experience, Didi, like you met with people in life who has negative energy sometimes, I get bothered by it. It's okay, it's normal. It's a good thing to be bothered by some people because we're not going to get along by everyone, and our body is going to react based on the things we've learned about the world. However, what matters is what we do next in that situation. If you get annoyed by people, what do you do about it? Are you going to allow them? Are you going to give them more for them to take advantage of, or are you going to set boundaries? Zoe, health issues, but getting support. Okay, so you have some limitations. Getting support, do you have enough support to live on your own at some point? Because if you can do that, that would be my first suggestion, as in where do you focus your attention and your energy? But if you are not able to do anything, you need to accept, and you can find, we can talk about it, but you want to learn how to shift everything about how you experience your life, shift the meaning of everything. Resilient warrior. Like I was raised before to sort of please everyone, but I realized I should just focus on what I can do. Just 1 second, please. Let me read again. Like I was raised before to sort of please everyone, but I realized I should just focus on what I can do. I can't change everyone, etc., and focus on my happiness, just keeping it simple, okay? And not always thinking the worst scenario, okay? Zoe Skydancer, I will focus on freeing myself as soon as I can, despite my health issues. I get healthier once away from her. It's just too much psychotically. One day at a time. Everything takes time to build. So now you are building your freedom. Think about Nelson Mandela. It took him some time to be free, and then he was able to thrive. And so be patient. Do what you can in this moment to strategize things, and so that eventually you can find freedom. Sorry. And as you plan ways to create freedom for yourself, that will make your present easier, because now you have an objective, you have a plan, you're working actively on something, as opposed to feeling powerless. Low and Siren, how to overcome not being better compared to others in terms of fitness, durability, strength. How to overcome not being better. I think what you're trying to say, correct me if I'm wrong, is how do we stop comparing ourselves with others? So what you mean? We compare ourselves with others because we believe that we need the validation of others in order to be happy, to be enough. So basically what I want to do is to learn how to love ourselves. And good news, I've created a video on my YouTube channel that you can go and check out. It will be much easier. It's not the one that I posted this week, but that I posted last week. And it's called How to Love Yourself, Self-Love 101. So how do we overcome comparison and the need to always win or compete against others by learning how to love yourself? Check that video. It's on my page last week. How to Love Yourself, Self-Love 101. When you love yourself, you no longer compare yourself with others. You don't need to, because you love yourself. If we compare ourselves with others, it's because we believe that we have to be better than others to be enough. Probably we're from a very competitive family, high achievers, those sort of things. And it sounds like a good idea, but it's not, because it creates a lot of perfectionism, not enoughness, self-hatred. And so, yeah, comparison is the thief of joy. We all know that quote, and it's really, really true. There's no need to compare. We can focus on what we do, and we will be actually better at what we do without the need to compare. Kiss Metcat, finding motivation with ODHD. And so the question is, how do we find motivation? You don't find motivation. You do the right thing that will bring you the motivation, right? With ADHD, one of the big traits that we have is that it's impossible for us to do the things, or very hard, to do the things that we don't want to do. However, things that we love to do, we're going to hyperfixate. We're going to be unstoppable. And this is the secret. It's not about you finding a way to force yourself to do the things that they're telling you to do. It's about you finding out what it is that excites you naturally, easily, intuitively, so that you do it because you want to do it. Right? Motivation is a lie. It's like procrastination or lazy. They're just lies invented by a capitalist system. You are lazy, you're procrastinating, you need motivation, something wrong about you. No, I just hate that thing. I don't want to do that thing. Why would we do that? Because society has created a lot of systems to make us feel terrible about ourselves. Sins, guilt, shame, to motivate us to do all the things that they don't want to do, right? And so change that narrative. Find something that comes to you naturally. And if you don't know what it is, explore it. Go on that journey. It's fun. And eventually, more and more so, you will find out what are the things that you are very good and very excited about. And then once you get those things, like me, I'm obsessed with psychology, with therapy, with mindset. I'm here with you guys. I spend 2 times 2 hours live on YouTube. I create content, short, long. I look after my clients all week long. I talk to everyone all the time about it. I'm obsessed. I think about it 24/7. But I feel great about it because I love it. I never force myself. I never ever force myself. Sometimes if I'm under the weather, if I'm tired, if I had some bad food, if I didn't sleep well, it's going to be harder on me. If I'm dealing with a bug or something like that, some virus. And so I will take a break, right? But other than that, I never need motivation for what I do because I found my thing. And so that's my advice to you, Kiss Medcat. Let me know how you feel about it. Zoe Skydancer, beautiful picture. This one, thank you. Yes, I can get support. I wish for peace. All right, get the support, Zoe. Zoe Skydancer, shift, question mark. Shift the way you see things. Instead of seeing things from the perspective of, oh, there's nothing I can do. Tell yourself, ask yourself, what can I do about it? Pumpkin Puff. It seems that things we enjoyed as children are childish when you're an adult, but what's wrong with something that brings joy or is carefree? Yes, indeed. Childish, be a grown-up, be a mature, it's rubbish. Don't be a grown-up, you don't have, no one has to. Do you, be whatever you have to do. And if there's some moment where you need to do certain things, you know that you have to do them. You don't have to be a grown-up. You don't have to be mature. You just need to learn how to know your priorities, and you have to pay your bills, and do those bits and bobs. We all know that you don't have to be a grown-up to do that. Um, if anything, those sort of advice are killing our authenticity, our creativity, our curiosity, and our open-mindedness and open-heartedness. And so don't grow up. Just enjoy life, do your best, and your best is good enough, and you're good enough. People who say that are just projecting their own bitterness. Resilient warrior. Focus on the next step and not letting my energy take the negative energy. Yes. I noticed because this negative person might know something about me, but years passed already and I have grown and I don't need to prove anyone I'm better. Okay, good on you. Zoe, thank you, bless you. Big capital letters. Thank you so much, Zoe. Sky Dancers. Resilient warrior. I love your energy, Didi, but despite of the past, it's all part of the journey. Like from your previous video about shame and guilt, I used to think it's a negative feeling, but it's actually the feeling of guilt helped me grow and focus on the next step better. While shame is putting myself down more. Yes, yes, thank you. So Resilient Warrior is mentioning one of my long form video that you can all check as well, called Toxic Shame. Shame will ruin you. It's on my, find it out. And it's actually, I don't know how to make those thumbnails more enticing, but there's a lot of information that can be really useful to many of us. Low and Siren. Yes, that is correct. I want to be an athlete, but see others that are better than me in my class. It kind of kills my dream of becoming successful. So what you want to do is to change your motivation. Instead of wanting to be an athlete, to be the best, to have the medal and trophies, do it to find out how good you can be at your sport. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for the trophies or the medals. I've got some here, but I was never competitive. It just happened like that. If we do things because we want to be the best, we're coming from a place of insecurity. We want to prove something to someone, and we're basically feeding something that is going to keep hurting us. It's an endless goal. It's what we call the hungry ghost. It can never be satisfied. And so instead of doing things maybe to prove someone that you are good enough, do this because you enjoy doing it. And as a result of it, if you can do things as an athlete, I don't know what sport you're talking about, but let's say football. Instead of being the best footballer in the world, be the footballer who enjoys footballing the most. And that will make you the best footballer eventually as a byproduct. This is how you do it. If you do it just to please others, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And the journey will be arduous. It's going to be heavy, difficult, and not even satisfactory. Because the moment you have the win, you'll be happy for one moment, and then the next moment, stress. I need to hold on my title now. I need to make sure that I stay number one. So now it's a lot of pressure and stress. It's a terrible life. I know this because I used to be a competitive athlete as well. I was never competitive. So when I first started powerlifting, I became British champion in my category. And up to this point, I enjoyed my training. But the moment I became number one, I had to experience my ego and wanting to stay being the number one. And now, from that moment, I hated my training. I didn't do it for the right reasons anymore. It was not about me enjoying myself and finding out what my body could do, but it was more about me proving to everyone that I was still the best. And that created 15 years of training that I hated. I hated my training every day, and yet I kept training every day for 15 years more. I hurt myself everywhere just because my ego got me to do this. But it was my lesson. I learned. Now I still train, but I enjoy it. I do baby weight and I don't care. It's really about me enjoying myself. But yes, the reason why you do things are going to determine the nature, the quality of your experience. This is why I often say, do things for the right reasons. And the right reasons is not to impress people. It's to enjoy yourself and to explore how good you can be in that thing that you love. Kiss Met Cat can have all the ideas and even start them. get hyper-focused and spend entirely too much energy on this, then takes days to recover and after no longer desire to finish but start new ideas. So it's about exploring. It's not about the new ideas. I get it. I used to be the same. I used to start some new project. I was excited. But it's more about understanding what are the things that really excite you. It's not the thing. It's more about a direction, right? And so you do this by test and trials. Try different things, listen to your intuition, listen to your heart. Try to remember the things that really excited you when you were younger. What are the things that you think about all the time, the things that come to you naturally, that you are always entertaining somehow in the back of your mind, or maybe you have repressed. So think about your childhood. Maybe when you were 10, 11 years old, what are the sort of things that really were consistent in your mind? And that would be the direction you want to go. Canada wide hi Didi, REM is in the house. Yes, I never understood that. You put a lot of comments with REM and quote. What is it? Is it the band REM? Is it songs from REM? Or does it mean something else? Canada wide liquidation. Do what you love and you will never work a day in your life. REM. If you can explain to me what REM means, I'll be grateful of this. Kismet Cat. Yes, we keep trying. Thank you. I enjoy many things, but nothing I can't feel that passion about yet. Thank you, love. It's a discovery. You know, you may not know what it is yet. You will find out as you explore life, as you try different things, as you try this and it's not working, or maybe it was good for a moment, but not anymore. Move on to the next, and eventually you will know. Zoe Sky Dancer, thumb up, and this low and siren. You can't change somebody that doesn't want to change. Do you think it's true in a relationship? If partner doesn't change, it means they don't love you. It's not that simple. There's a lot of reasons as to why people behave. It's never just this or that, right? And so when you say you can't change somebody that doesn't want to change, why do you want to change them anyway? Love is about accepting someone, and we want to go in a direction together. But we need to agree on the terms and conditions. We need to sit down on the table and say, okay, this is us, this is what I do, this is what you do, this is what I would like us to get together. And we need to ask that question again and again. But very often with relationship, a lot of things are unsaid, and we expect people to behave in certain ways because we would. We are projecting our own reality on others. Because I think the way I think, because I do this like that, they should do that as well. Otherwise, there's something wrong about them. But we don't even tell them, or we don't know how to tell them. And now there's a lot of discrepancies, a lot of expectations, a lot of disappointment. And so, yeah, it's about changing. It's about changing how we see relationships, as opposed to this is what I want. You should change. Now, of course, we need to grow in the same direction together in a relationship, and so this is a better way to look at it. How can we do that journey together so that we are both happier, right? There's a very beautiful quote from Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, French writer, and it goes like this. Love is not about staring at each other in the eyes. It's about looking together in the same direction. And so instead of trying to change someone, you're going to say, you know what? There's something that doesn't make me happy. And I know that there are things about me that you're not happy about. Let's talk about this and let's find a way to make it happen together. Very often in a relationship, when there's a problem, when there's pressure, we think that it's because of him or her or them. Instead of thinking, there's something that is not working, how can we work together to make it happen? So yeah. One very useful thing that I've been doing myself with my own relationship is to always remind myself that whenever there's some friction, I always remind myself it's not because of him, as in my husband. It's not because of me either. It's because we're still learning how to recalibrate our energy and our projections together. But we're still healing together, growing together. I'm just realizing it's 4 minutes past 8. I'm going to read quickly the last comment, but I may not have the time to answer all of them. However, I do come live every Wednesdays and every Fridays from 6 to 8 p.m. on YouTube, UK time. And so if you want to continue the conversation, please make sure that you subscribe. I will appreciate your support. And then we can continue next week, either Wednesday or Friday or both. Okay? So quickly, do you think it's true in a relationship if partner doesn't change, it means that they don't love you? No, it's not true. It can be all sort of things. It's so much more complicated than just that. Right? And I would love to talk about it next week if you can come back, please. Low and Siren. Pumpkin Puff. Thank you, Didi. I will work on applying what we talked about. I hope you have a wonderful evening and weekend. Thank you so much. Same to you. Canada, your ego is not your amigo. Yes, referring to my story. Yes, ego is not the amigo. I get you. Canada, Robert L. Mardal. Didi. Oh, right. Okay. So what does that mean? Is it your name? Are you signing every interaction that you have your own name? Let me find out. Maybe it's someone famous. Robert E. Mardal. No, Mardal. Is a name associated with individuals working in business and technology in the Czech Republic. REM Holdings. Robert Head A. Mardal. This is why I work for myself. Are you Robert E. Mardal? There's a picture of someone with sunglasses and a dog. Is it you? It's confusing. Anyway, thank you for at least explaining to me what those acronyms are about. Resilient warrior. Anxiety is controlling the future. Regret is wishing for a better future. Regret is wishing for a better past. I think that's my post. Thanks for this quote, Didi. As I shared some info and self-growth, I realized not to be too hard about myself. Thank you. Yeah. So anxiety is about trying to control the future. Regret is wishing for a better past. Resilient warrior. Live happy and focus on next step. My purpose and growth and learning instead of beating myself up about past mistakes, but perspective check on how I can learn. What do you think, Didi? Thanks. Do you mind coming at 6 o'clock next week so that I can cover those topics in greater depth, please? Canada, always a pleasure, Didi. It's my name. Oh, okay, so it's you. So I've got a picture of you now. Everyone takes this time to learn, educate, and build. No such thing as job security. All right, that's interesting. So now I know more about yourself. Thank you for sharing this, for letting me in your world. Canada, it's my name. AM, yes. All right, fantastic. That was great, Didi. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Now I understand. I thought that the REM thingy, it was somehow maybe you had some kind of OCD obsession and you had to quote something all the time, but you don't. So I'm happy with this. Guys, I'm going to go now. Yes, there's a little trophy emoji. I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching until now, for your interaction. Again, for those who are new to the channel, all the live streams that I do are to be found the next day on my channel. So if you want to replay that video, it takes about, I don't know, until tomorrow for YouTube to fully upload it. But if you subscribe to my channel, you can check tomorrow morning and find the video in my live sections. They're all there. So if there's anything that I said that was interesting to you, you can always replay it and retrieve the information then. I come live every Wednesdays and Fridays, as I said before, every week on YouTube, 6 to 8 p.m. So if you know anyone who needs my help, get them involved and do come back as well. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you the best. I put 3 new short every day, but also 1 long form video every week. So please do check them as well. I spend a lot of time working on them, so I hope that some people can use this information, hopefully. Resilient warrior, thank you, Didi. Great energy. Have a good night / day. More power to you. Sometimes I just need that reminder that I'm doing okay. You are doing okay. You are doing okay. Guys, I love you all. Take care. Look after yourself. Remember to be kind to others if you can. But if you can't, at least be kind to yourself. Okay? Canada, have an illuminating day and night. Didi, see you soon. Thank you. Tia, thank you for the emoji. Guys, I love you all. Bye-bye for now.